Are you exhausted, but somehow you just cannot let yourself go? Stay tuned because in this episode, I'm gonna share with you a couple of tools from my Sensual Rest system. Mindset shift first, and then a somatic movement practice so you can finally give yourself permission rationally to rest and finally allow your body to open up and welcome the benefits of just laying there and restoring your vitality. This is Candia Raquel, and you are at the Sensual Sessions Podcast, the place to explore sensing pleasure through your senses and moving in a way that it's free from inhibition and full of self expression. So, ever notice that you are used to doing the things on time and on target. But the moment that you begin to feel even a little bit tired, you feel bad about yourself. And instead of slowing down and taking a break, you do the opposite. You add even more things to your plate. And it doesn't matter if you end up burnt out or without energy, you just keep on pushing forward. Well, there's a reason for this. It's not that you cannot handle more responsibilities or that you are a bad person for feeling tired. It's just your body asking you to listen a little bit and take a break. But we tend to mute our body because we have been indoctrinated in this hustle culture to keep on going as if rest was something that we needed to earn. But no matter how much you do and how hard you work, it seems that the goalpost keeps getting pushed forward and there's never a good time nor time enough for rest. And this has consequences, like feeling that your life force is bleeding out from you. You are feeling challenged to focus and sustain your attention. It's hard to get up. No amount of rest seems enough, and your libido is down the floor. You feel not much of a creative spark anymore. Those are just typical signs of burnout, of pushing yourself too far. And I'm gonna share with you the story of a VIP sensual movement client. She is Mariah, and she is a high level executive, a C suite executive, expert in finances. And she recently got fired because she refused to do something unethical with the balances for the IRS that the CEO asked her to. And the thing is that after she got laid off, one of her ex colleagues told her a gossip. He told her that the CEO called on a meeting with all of her former team of the finances department to just talk bad about her. And she was so troubled that she somatized the shock of this knowing and got diarrhea. And when she told me, I was like also in shock because of the low level of person of his former boss. But also, I was shocked that she wasn't really seeing what was going on. I mean, getting laid off for being a person with high ethics is a reason to be proud of. But it's so much the external pressure to comply and follow what an external authority dictates that we tend to neglect our internal authority. So when she realized, like, she quickly recovered and she was like, oh, okay, I did the right thing. And she finally allowed herself to take a break, recover, and get ready to go get a new job. She already has a new and much better paying job already. But the thing is that no matter how crazy, no matter how even unethical is what we are being called on to do by this hustle culture, in this example represented by an authoritarian, unethical person, it's so strong, this indoctrination that we live in as a society, that it's very easy to get carried away and get derailed and not listen. I mean, fortunately, she listened to her own ethics and said, like, I refuse. And she paid the price for refusing, losing her job. So the thing is that the, the same thing happens with rest. And it's too loud, the noise calling us to never rest until we go to the grave, and to keep on producing, and this idea that more is more is more is more, and that nothing is ever enough, and if you settle with something you are a mediocre, and that rest is for the lazy, and all of these ideas have a very strong pull in us. So, what I want to share with you is a mindset shift so you can like claim your bodily truth and dial down the volume of those voices from hustle culture. And the thing here that needs to be understood is that health requires rest. It's not that rest is like a hobby or something you earn like a productivity bonus or whatever. No. Rest is a physiological necessity, as important as breathing and as important as eating. If you spend more than a certain amount of days without sleeping, there are going to be serious consequences at a brain level, nervous system level, and it can get to a point that is uh, an irreversible damage. So, if you spend more than 72 hours without drinking water, you're risking kidney disease at an irreversible level. Like, no matter how much water you drink afterwards, if you go beyond that threshold, it's gonna be a disaster, and your life will never be the same. It's like risking an aspect of your fundamental health be amputated. Is that serious neglecting rest? See, We have two main modus operandi in the nervous system. We have the action mode, go mode, which is the survival mode. And on the other hand, we have the exact opposite, that is rest and digest mode. If you want to be technical, survival mode is called sympathetic nervous system, and the area of the nervous system that works on the opposite when you're resting and digesting is the parasympathetic nervous system. And it's in this phase of rest that your body gets to do all the repair and all the maintenance needed for your body. That's when you build new skin. That's when your brain practically eats. So this is not a matter of choice. Like, I'm gonna rest if I feel deserving, or I'm gonna rest if I want to, or no, you cannot choose to rest in the same way that you cannot choose to breathe and you cannot choose to drink water. You either do what's necessary to stay alive and healthy, or you don't. And then there will be like strong consequences. So the fact that this horrible culture, and we have like Robert De Niro and Elon Musk and all these guys uh, telling their own quotes about rest and how they feel very heroic for sacrificing their health as if it was a badge of honor, that doesn't mean that they are right. It actually, they are scientifically wrong. In the same way that the CEO from my student was asking for something unethical, I mean, the fact that he was like the authority didn't make him being right. He was on the wrong. And the risk that my student was facing was the risk of ending up in jail for pleasing the CEO. So you're risking your health if you refuse to rest in order to please this hustle culture. So don't. If you feel tired, you need to stop. If you feel tired, it means that you already crossed the line. In the same way that if you're feeling thirsty, it means that you are already dehydrated. So it's very important to always be in tune with bodily sensations so you can anticipate thirst. So you drink water before you get thirsty. You gotta slow down and rest before fatigue creeps in. When you're fatigued, it's already too late. Yeah, the nervous system is already suffering. And we have been advised against our own body. And it's important that you claim your own authority. And it's like, okay, like if they want me to act against myself, I'm not gonna do that. If they want to be unethical against myself, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna rest. And something you may experience uh, when you begin to listen to your body and resting is that you may feel guilty, like my student, that she even got a diarrhea when she found out that the CEO, instead of becoming aware of his mistake, no, he doubled down on on his nefarious unethicness and made a whole meeting to badmouth her. So it's that shocking. And that's when you have to really hold on to your truth. So when it comes to rest, how do you know what's the truth? Well, because your body will tell you. You need to restore the trust in yourself with a capital S, self as in your flesh. Gotta let the body have the last word always. This is called self consent, and it's fundamental for life, for health. And then there's a gift in listening to self that sensuous pleasure naturally surfaces and takes over your experience because the way you know that you're healthy, the way that you feel that you're healthy is because you sense pleasure in your flesh. Being healthy feels really pleasurable. So I really invite you to stop whenever you feel tired and let your body have the last word, which is exactly what I teach in the Sensual Rest system. And I'm going to share with you two tools that are going to be helpful. First is a mindset shift. So you flip thoughts whenever you want to or feel like resting. It's inevitable that hustle culture programming pops in your mind and start talking bad against yourself. So it may sound like, yeah, you wanna rest? Slacker, huh? You're lazy. So you gotta catch that and notice, oh, this is a label. Like if you are pasting a post-it with a label on you, and immediately, as soon as you realize it, you flip it around, and that same label, but on the other side, with the legend of the polar positive opposite. So it's not that I am slacker and that I'm lazy. It's actually that I am grateful for the life that I have got and that I'm responsible for my health. And this thought flipping technique, it's actually very antique. It's in the Yoga Sutras from Patanjali, and it's called the Pratipaksha Bhavana. And in this Yoga Sutra 2.33, Patanjali offers a compassionate practice to those whose minds are agitated. And he says, when disturbed by negative thoughts, opposite positive ones should be thought of. And this is a meaning of the cultivation of the counter thought. So this is a thought flipping is a practice. It's not something that you do one time and then it stays forever. We need to dismantle this indoctrination from hustle culture. And you do that by being persistent in the practice of thought flipping. So one and again, you're gonna find yourself full of labels of full. You're all covered up in post-its with negative labels, and you start one by one. And like even if you don't believe it, just flip it around. Like I don't deserve to rest. You flip it with the exact opposite. I deserve to rest. Another one. I'm not doing enough work to deserve taking time off. You flip it. I am actually doing great job, and resting is my birthright. You flip it like that. Make it a habit. And coming up next is a sensuality practice, and it's called 2 minutes of non-doing. So you're gonna grab um, a food timer or whatever timer you have. It can be the one of your phone, and you set it up for 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, you're gonna lean back and do nothing. The best is to really do absolutely nothing. But if you're like going crazy, you can do uh, scanning of the shape of your breath. So we are already half a minute in. So the remaining time, imagine that your breath takes a shape inside your body. Just as there are different shapes of balloons, heart shape, or like a long, warm shape, or round, or typical balloon shape, just notice what is the shape of your breath. Is it going to your chest? How much your breath is moving up to your shoulders? And can you notice your breath going down to your belly, perhaps even to the sides of your waist and the pelvic floor? Get curious. What's the shape of your breath? And continue with this exploration for, say, 10 seconds. So you see, time flies. 2 minutes is a pretty much like rational and decent amount for a break. Like, I mean, you have 2 minutes in a day. So these 2 minutes of non-doing will help you to begin listening to your body, to begin attuning into your sensations, to begin restoring the connection from the experience of your flesh with your rational mind. And the beautiful thing is that perhaps by now, as simple as the thought flipping, thought reversal mindset shift was, and these 2 minutes of non doing sensuality practice, probably by now you are already experiencing things and life through a different lens, through the other side of your brain. Perhaps you are already operating on the other nervous system. Perhaps you are already on parasympathetic dominance, which is the scientific term for the rest and digest mode. And the way that you can tell for sure that you've shifted is that you are experiencing a natural sensuousness, a receptivity and sensitivity towards pleasure, and a natural savoring and totally shame free expression of that pleasure, that sensuality, sensing through your senses, delighting and expressing that pleasure through movement. It happens naturally. It's what you naturally do when you are on this side of the nervous system, when you are counterbalancing so much doing with non-doing on the rest and digest mode. So, if you're tired of being tired, and if you're ready to restore your life force and be in touch with your libido and pleasure again, I invite you to learn more about the Sensual Rest system. And you can do that by accepting the 5-day real rest challenge, which is free. You can join at my name, candiaraquel.com slash real, then the middle slash rest, or clicking the link in the description. And you can also enroll in Sensual Rest, which is my 4-week online live course to restore vitality and delight in luxurious rest. And doors have just opened, but tomorrow the free bonuses will go away. So make sure to enroll now and snatch them. They are over $500, these two bonuses. And join in my website, candiaraquel.com slash then essential middle slash rest, or click the link in the description. And as always, please do take the time to rest so you can restore and reignite the fire of your passion and vitality, so you can then go on and share your flame in the world.